And we are live. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another YouTube video, all in crypto here. And today we're going to be diving into the just breaking news that Richard Hart has been sued by the SEC. We're going to be looking at the official comments from the SEC in regards to all this, the lawsuit itself, and then actually looking at some wallets held by Richard Hart. Is this the next domino to fall in the crypto space? We're going to be unpacking it. One thing I do want to say is they often launch a slew of lawsuits at once. So are there more to come? Well, we'll keep you up to date on this channel. Let's dive into it, guys. And without further ado, let's get straight into an official tweet from the SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission. Today, we charge Richard Hart, aka Richard Schuler, and 3 unincorporated entities that controls Hex, Pulse Chain, and PulseX with conducting unregistered offerings of crypto asset securities that raised more than $1 billion in crypto assets from investors. Hart called on investors to buy crypto asset securities in offerings that he failed to register. He then defrauded those investors by spending some of their crypto assets on exuberant luxury goods. This action seeks to protect the investors' public and hold Hart accountable for his actions. This is officially from the SEC, ladies and gentlemen. Here is the longer version. SEC charges Hex founder Richard Hart with misappropriating millions of dollars of investor funds from unregistered crypto asset securities, offerings that raised more than $1 billion. For immediate release. This is fresh off the press. This has literally happened today. Washington, D.C., July the 31st, 2023. The Securities and Exchange Commission today charged Richard Hart, aka Richard Schuler, and 3 unincorporated entities that he controls, Hex, Pulse Chain, and PulseX, with conducting unregistered offerings of security assets, crypto security assets, that raised more than $1 billion in crypto assets from investors. The SEC also charged Hart and Pulse Chain with fraud for misappropriating at least $12 million of offering proceeds to purchase luxury goods, including sports cars, watches, and 555 carat black diamonds known as the Enigma, reported the largest black diamond in the world. According to the SEC's complaint, Hart began marketing Hex in 2018, claiming it was the first high-yielding blockchain certificate of deposit, and began promoting Hex token as an investment designed to make people rich. From at least December 2019 through to November 2020, Hart and Hex allegedly offered and sold Hex tokens in an unregistered offering, collecting more than 2.3 million Ethereum, including through so-called recycling transactions that enabled Hart to suspiciously gain control over Hex tokens. The complaint also alleges that between at least July 2021 and March 2022, Hart orchestrated 2 additional unregistered crypto asset securities offering that each raised hundreds of millions of dollars more in crypto assets. As alleged, those funds were intended to support development of the supposed crypto asset network, Pulse Chain, and a claimed crypto asset trading platform, PulseX, through the offering of their native token, retrospectively PLS and PLSX. Hart also allegedly designed and marketed a so-called staking feature for Hex tokens, which he claimed would deliver returns of as high as 38%. The complaint further alleges that Hart attempted to evade securities laws by calling on investors to sacrifice instead of invest their crypto assets in exchange for PLS and PLSX tokens. Hart called on investors to buy crypto securities in offerings that he failed to register. He then defrauded those investors by spending some of their crypto assets on exuberant luxury goods, said Eric Werner, director of the Fort Worth region office. This action seeks to protect the investing public. The SEC complaint filed in U.S. District Court of the Eastern District of New York alleged that Hart, Hex, Pulse Chain, and PulseX violated the registration provisions of the Section 5 of the Securities Acts of 1993. The complaint also alleges that Hart and Pulse Chain violated a anti-fraud provision of the federal securities laws. The complaint seeks injunction injunctive relief, disgorgement of ill-gotten gains plus prejudgment interest, penalties, and other equitable relief. The SEC continuing investigation is being conducted by Jamie something and Derek something of the Fort Worth region office. So this is official. If you're an investor in Hex, Pulse Chain, or PulseX, or if you have information related to the investigation and why you wish to contact the SEC staff, please submit a tip at sec.org. Exceptionally interesting, guys. I hate to say that, this was rather obvious that this was coming. It's not great at all. You guys know that we aren't investors in Hex or Pulse Chain. However, we're not quite convinced that Richard Hart is a scammer. Maybe he is. We're just not quite convinced that he is. However, we'll see how all of this unfolds. Richard's been about in the crypto space for a very long time. I'm not convinced that he's deliberately tried to scam people. However, these are certainly very serious allegations. We've also seen the SEC charge CZ. We've seen them charge Brian Armstrong, Brad Garlinghouse, Chris Larson. But of course, in some similar context, but also very different at the same time. So this is something that we're going to be keeping an eye on. There's lots of news now coming out in relation to all this in regards to, based on public information, as well as the SEC's allegations, Richard Hart connected wallets, including PulseX, Pulse Chain, own at least $703 million of DAI, 5.5% of all DAI outstanding. Very, very interesting. And this is, of course, the top holders. This is allegedly Richard Hart's wallet, and you can see that he owns a number of DeFi sort of protocol tokens. Again, privately held wallet. The Richard Hart's alleged wallet, as per SEC allegations. So this is from the SEC. They're accusing this wallet of being it. They're getting a lot more savvy with this kind of stuff. It currently holds 305 million in DAI and has sent 35 million and sent $26.9 million through Tornado Cash. You can see the address here. Very, very interesting. Let's see if we can pull the actual address up before we love and leave you. We didn't plan on making this. Like I say, we actually did interview 3 Hex influencers not that long ago. You can see this is the alleged wallet. I don't know how, but it will be in the lawsuit. They've actually gotten to this. Let's take a quick look at the lawsuit. Actually, let's pull that up if it will let us. So this is the official lawsuit. I'm probably going to read through this properly tonight. You can see they've got Richard Hart, age 43, is a US citizen who, upon information and belief, currently resides in Helsinki, Finland. He is the founder of Hex and Pulse Chain. Hex is an ERC token. Talks about Pulse Chain. PulseX is a self-described decentralized protocol. Jurisdiction and revenue. Factual allegations. Hex goes on to list a whole litany of things. Very, very interesting. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think of this. Do you think that Richard Hart has deliberately scammed people? Or do you think that he's genuine in what he's trying to do and that the SEC has gone after him maybe as an easy target? I am not convinced that Richard Hart is a scammer. That's my honest take on it. I don't think that Richard Hart has intentionally scammed people, but that's just my own take. I don't know where this is going to lead. But I'm sure we're going to find out a lot more of it over the coming days. The real question for me is what other allegations and lawsuits are going to come out? Because usually these guys do lawsuits in a kind of set of 3. So on that note, I'm going to love and leave you. Let me know your comments, thoughts, and concerns in the comment section. And I'll see you all in the next YouTube video. Thanks all for watching, guys. See you in the next one.